You join me tonight on an after school midweek bike ride, and I am going to take the old Midland line all the way. That would normally go all the way to Nailsworth, but I'm going to go about halfway, then climb up out of the valley to Minchinhampton. Anyway, I'm going to try my best to give a bit of a history lesson on this railway line, or what was a railway line. It's now a cycle path. Well, you know, a path that you're allowed to cycle along. I'm now in Stonehouse. The building behind me is actually an old railway station. The West Coast Main Line is literally just over the other side, and the relevance of this will become apparent further on into the ride, but there used to be once upon a time a railway station here. It's no longer, it's just an industrial unit, but yeah, the West Coast Main Line is literally just over the other side of that building. Why have I suddenly gone all railway enthusiast on you? Well, I just thought I would give a bit of a backstory on this track I'm on, which was the old Midland Railway that joined the West Coast Main Line back there. Sorry, flies. Anyway, yeah, joined the main line, West Coast Main Line back there, hit the railway station to the industrial town of Nailsworth. It's only a very small branch line, but of about 6 to 7 miles, maybe 8 at a stretch, and was opened in 1867, but was immediately in financial difficulties, I believe. And you get me on one of these old, really wonderful old railway bridges here. I'm just going to stop here. And yeah, so it opened in 1867 and was purchased by London Midland Railway Company in 1868, I believe. And they ran regular passenger services between Stonehouse behind me and Nailsworth further up the valley. That continued. Let me get off the bike without falling over. That continued until 1947, and I believe they stopped the passenger services in 1947 due to the national fuel shortage at the time. So yeah, 1947 the passenger services stopped on this railway line, and but the cargo, the freight, continued until the breaching cuts in 1966, when the line was finally was closed to railway traffic. And actually, so this is what is remains of that railway line. And as a child, because I've always sort of I've grown up in this area, and you know, I've not really fallen far from the tree, or whatever the saying is. I remember quite vividly going to my cousin's house, my auntie and uncle's house in Leonard Stanley, as a child in the pushchair, and there was a bridge which I will show you next, which is no longer there. We used to go over the span, and it used to have quite a good hump, if you like. And I remember when I first started cycling, this bridge was still there. God, I'm old. And you used to get a bit of speed up. You could take off going over this bridge. And I lost many an ever ready night rider light going over that, because you'd land and then it would bounce off the bracket. Yes, so I don't know if you can see, but this is the Stroud Water Canal that would go. This bridge is going over. It's actually somebody paddleboarding at the canal. Yeah, so I'm going. So I just thought I'd give a little bit of history of what this cycle path is, and it's Route 45, the Sustrans route, the National Cycle Network. As you can see, there's a canal down there, and you can see the bypass with all the traffic. We will go alongside that in a second, and I will stop again once once you're at the bridge that I was just talking about. When I first picked up cycling, the cycle path which runs alongside this road was here, and was literally riding on the railway line bed, what was left of it, and this road wasn't here at the time. This came in the sort of late 80s. The bridge I was talking about where I used to drop my lights is no longer here, but I'm at its location. So if you look directly across, you can see the cars up there, and that's the road, and the bridge used to come across where I literally am now, across the railway line, and obviously the bridge has been taken away and the road is now here. The Stroud area is basically right on the edge of the Cotswolds, and it's basically a labyrinth of 5 different valleys, and the valley that this railway line ran up is the one up to Nailsworth. And I believe when I was saying earlier, when it opens, they actually opened a very small branch off this branch line that took the railway into Stroud. Stroud itself still has a railway line, which would have been a GWR railway line at the time, and that splits just north of Stonehouse and takes you off basically to Kemble and Swindon and onwards to London, or you keep going down to Bristol and off down to the southwest. Just coming up to a bridge at the moment, which is over, I believe, the River Froome, but I don't think it's at the same River Froome that's down in Somerset. It's actually rather warm tonight. There's a lot of people about. I don't blame them, because it won't be long before the clocks change and the dark evenings are with us. Now find me in Dudbridge. Dudbridge was the site of a railway station when the Midland Railway was based here, and as you can see by the wall, there are a few little clues left that there was a railway station here at one point, and actually you can still see the platform. If I walk up here, and the platform is still here. So yes, I mean, it's a bit filled in now with the railway line, and there you go. So the railway station building was here till 1969, but the railway line actually stopped in 1966, so as part of the breaching cuts. I have a very vague memory of a railway, the station building still here, but yeah, that's long since gone. This roundabout now, when I was a youngster, there used to be a yard which must have been sidings at some point. It was on this where that roundabout is now, and yeah, there was it must have been one of the railway buildings at some point, and they sold a military surplus kit. So I used to, when I was a kid, it'd be quite fun to go looking around that place to see what goodies you could find. It really was an Aladdin's cave of junk, basically. Anyway, yeah, so this is the location of the railway station, and yeah, the railway line, I think, was a single railway line, and the locals I mentioned the locals, yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, the passengers stopped in 1947, but the freight, the cargo, carried on until 1966. And the locals used to refer to the steam train that trade up and down this line as the Dudbridge Donkey. So my uncles and that still refer to this place as the Dudbridge Donkey line. This tunnel was refurbished probably in the 90s, and it looks like it should have lighting in here, but it's obviously not working. I'll just walk through this and then get back on the bike. Yeah, so as I said earlier, I'm not going to go all the way along to Nailsworth. I'm going to go as far as South Woodchester, and then climb up out of the valley up into Minchinhampton, and then I might catch you there because I'll be probably a bit sweaty by then. This is a bit of a climb. Come along only literally 100 yards from Dudbridge and the tunnel, and I'm now in a place called Lightpill. And a point of interest for this is the statue that's behind the camera at the moment. I believe that's the Damien Hirst statue, figurine, whatever you want to call that, and it's a female form, if you like, with cutaways with the organs. You can't actually see an awful lot because of the trees, but in the spring and in the winter you can see a lot more of that statue. More evidence of the old railway line going through the bridge. It's actually a new bridge, but I remember it before they changed it, making myself sound really old here. It's only about 35 years ago only. Thank you. Railway buildings here. Just at the bottom of the climb out of the valley now, and this is called Station House, and you'll also notice, I'm not sure whether you'll be able to see it on this camera, but we're actually in Station Road, so there would have been a halt here at some point. People would have got on and off. It's South Woodchester. Anyway, I need to go up that hill with a bit of a sweat on because it's rather sweaty tonight. Look over there now. That's the town of Nailsworth, and I'm climbing up to the well, I'm just coming into the hamlet of Amberley. I climbed up a few hundred feet. I'm nearly at the top though, thankfully. I'm now up on Minchinhampton Common. Rather busy tonight as it's a lovely evening. There's actually a golf course up here, the old golf course, and as it's common land, they do allow cows to roam freely. I actually came across the cattle grid at the bottom of the hill. But yes, so this is common land. It's a golf course. They allow the cows to roam freely. There's some people doing some exercises over there. Good for them. See? So yeah, lots of people up here enjoying the last hurrah of summer. Oh, got to change hands to change gear. There we go. On the top, and just going to head down to the town of Minchinhampton village, whatever you would call that settlement. So here's another tee there for the golf course. I called it the old golf course, but there is a new one, and I'll show you that one as well. But yeah, if you ever play golf up here, you can get hoof marks in the green. So I think that's probably why they bought a bit of land somewhere else where the cows don't go. Anyway. Right away, bit bumpy, but yeah, it's away from the traffic and what have you, and I've actually included this in a few DIY all actors and ridden along here on my road bike. It is a bit too bumpy on this bit that's coming up in a moment, but you know, you just take it steady and slow, and all is good. You can hear a little bit of a chirping, that's my mud guard. I need to readjust it. Yeah, I think I hit it with my foot the other day and forgot to do it, and then it was only when I was out that I noticed, I remembered, oh, I should have done that. So it's just knocking against the tyre, or rather the knobbles, the small little knobbles, and it's that little chirpy noise. Actually, there's somebody on a gravel bike in front of me. Had the same idea. Make the most of the weather. Well, yeah, on this track out of oh, I've got to put my fingers in the way, out to Minchinhampton. Basically, what I'm doing is sort of skirting around the edge of Aston Down airfield. Aston Down was, I believe, a World War II hurricane base. I'll just put my bike up here, so excuse me. Yeah, so I believe it was a World War II hurricane base, and if I just around and zoom in, you can see that there's still hangars there. So I think they're used now as you know, private oops, helps if I keep hitting shot, yeah, private businesses now. So I think that's probably just an industrial estate. The airfield, the runway and everything is still there. You can't really see it from this track, although I'll have a go at doing that later. But yeah, so this is where I'm going up here, and I quite like this. It's a little bit of not a shortcut as such, but yeah, it just saves you going down into the village of Charrington and coming back up out of it again. So I'm all for that. Yeah, so tonight's ride, it's going to be about 25 miles, something like that, and I've probably done 10 if that. Just going to go up here, rejoin the road, do a little bit of a loop round, rejoin. There's another sort of track like this. I'm going to do that back into Charrington, down into Avening, and then up Chevenage, and then to the eventually to the Hidden Valley. I call it the Secret Valley, but I noticed somebody on commuter calls it this, the Hidden Valley, and they're not wrong. It's actually a lovely place. Well, I'm just at the corner of this field here, and this last summer this field had corn, wheat, maize, whatever that was. It was sort of probably about waist height. This year we've got a different crop altogether. I can't say, it looks like cabbage to me, but very young cabbage. Don't know. Anyway, as I was saying earlier, that you know, we've come around the edge of Aston Airfield, and so this is like the perimeter, if you like, and as you can see here, there's a pillbox with, you know, with things you'd stick a machine gun out to defend the airfield, you know, and this would have been an RAF base back in the Second World War, and yeah. So yeah, there's a flock of sheep in this field, and obviously not wanting to sound preachy, but make sure if you're riding through fields like this, you shut the gates at either end and try not to worry them too much. Hello sheep! You look like you need a shear, need a haircut. So I've just come off the road now, and just come onto a byway. So they've put this in here to stop a motorbike. It's too wide. The reason why for the width is so that horses can get through. Which is fair enough. Yeah. Now heading west, as you can tell by the sun's right in the face. It's good because up to this point, about a headwind. It's quite funny how the winds come slightly round from Saturday's ride, and yeah, so it's got a bit more of an easterly element to it now. So I believe the weather is about to change, so that will possibly be the reason why. And this has got a bit of a rut on it, so I'm going to not hang on to the camera because I'm going to end up on my backside. So I'll catch you in a bit. At the end of this track now, and I was a bit worried it might be overgrown, but it was absolutely fine. Got a bit narrow at the end here, but oh, the thing that got my heart rate going through there, I was riding along minding my own business, and I heard a squeak. I looked over my shoulder, and there was a guy on a gravel bike right on my wheel. And you know, when you're out in the middle of nowhere and you're not expecting anything, and you turn around and there's a person literally like a foot from you. Oh, didn't I? Oh, some poo came out, I have to confess. Anyway, I let the guy go and he shot off, but oh, who needs interval training? Oh dear me. Oh, I'm sure he was kind of stifling a laugh because I basically stopped. Anyway, oh, the sun is setting very fast now. I was hoping to you can see that. Yeah, losing light. It's not too far home from here, but yeah, I need lights now. I've put my lights on. There's the sunset. Yeah, I guess we're in autumn now. So, despite it being 20 odd degrees, what's the time? about 7:30. So yeah. So the sun has finally set. The sky is ablaze though. Glow, is it? So I'm hoping that I get to the hidden valley, which is only about half a mile away, and yeah, you know, it'll still come out on the camera. Drop into the hidden valley. This little junction here, that is okay, where it starts to drop down. Yeah, so this is what I call the hidden valley, the secret valley. Just in the slight little dip up there on the skyline is Kingscote, and basically I'll climb up to there in a second. But yeah, those that actually managed to complete the Glasgow-Bristol Audax, this is in the last sort of 40 odd K. So they would have had this delight right at the very end, and I'm pretty sure some of them would have had this in the dark, and I'm not going to be far behind them. Yeah. Well, you could tell, Sheepy, that electric fence isn't live because he didn't get a shock. Oh dear. Anyway, I think let's just point you at the over there. Light is dropping fast now, so I think once I get up on the top I'm going to wrap this video up this time. Folks, with the light rapidly dropping or fading, whatever the word is, I'm going to wrap the video up here. But thank you very much for watching yet another of my videos and me whittering on about absolutely nothing at all, really. Yeah, so today's Tuesday, the 4th. Is it 4th? No, it's not the 4th, is it? 7th of September. So this coming Sunday, as I said, I've got the hard cheese 200 out of Warmley, which I know rather well, as I worked in Bristol for about 10.5 years. And in 5 years of that, I used to cycle through there. So yeah, I know Warmley pretty well. Anyway, yeah, so I've got that on Sunday, so I'll do a video for that. And then we shall see what will happen the week after. I think the weather's got to be changed sort of tomorrow, Thursday. We've got a bit of thunder, I think. So actually on my phone it was saying about a thunder risk, so I was a bit lucky really coming out on the bike. Anyway, yeah, as I said, thank you very much for lasting this long. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one.